Before I start building any business, I stop and ask a simple question. Do people really want this? That question can save me from wasting time, money, and effort. Market research helps me answer it properly. It helps me understand the people I want to serve, the problem they are facing, and whether my idea fits what they need. In this video, I am not just explaining what market research is. I am showing you exactly how I conduct market research, step by step, so you can do it properly and use it to make smart business decisions. At Entrepreneurs.ng, we make business easy for entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, and the brands that serve them. Do you want to start right? We help you register your business with CAC quickly. Reach out at contact@redalia.com. Do you want guidance as you build your business? Join the Entrepreneurs Success Blueprint program, our 30-day hands-on business school. Enroll now. Do not build in silence. Tell your business story on Entrepreneurs.ng today and be seen by the world. And if you want your brand to be discovered through trusted, search-driven content and strategic visibility, we can help through our different visibility packages. Learn the ways we can work with you at www.entrepreneurs.ng or reach us at business@entrepreneurs.ng. Before I show you the steps, let me make sure we are clear on what market research means. Market research is the process of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting information about a market. That includes customers, competitors, industry trends, and the wider business environment. In simple language, it means I do not guess. I go and learn. I find out what is happening before I make important business decisions. Many people get excited about a business idea and rush to launch. But I have learned that excitement is not enough. If I skip market research, I can build the wrong product, choose the wrong audience, set the wrong price, or market in the wrong way. Now let us get into the real focus of this video. When I conduct market research, I follow 6 clear steps which I will show you. Step 1. Define clear market research objectives. The first step is to define exactly what I want to learn. This is where many people go wrong. They start asking random questions without knowing the real problem they are trying to solve. I do not do that. I begin by getting clear. I ask myself, what decision will this research help me make? What do I need to understand before I move forward? That clarity shapes everything that comes next. When I am setting my objective, I ask simple but powerful questions. Am I trying to understand customer pain points? Am I testing a new product idea? Am I checking whether people are willing to pay a certain price? Am I trying to know why sales are low? Am I exploring a new market? These questions help me narrow my focus, because if my objective is too broad, the research becomes messy and less useful. A clear objective makes the whole process easier, because it tells me what kind of data I need, who I need to hear from, and what tools I should use. Without that clarity, I can waste time collecting information that looks interesting, but does not help me make a decision. So before I move anywhere else, I make sure my objective is specific, useful, and connected to a real business decision. Step 2. Identify the right target audience for market research. Once I know what I want to learn, the next step is to decide who I need to learn it from. Not everybody is my customer. That means not everybody should shape my research. If I ask the wrong people, I will get the wrong answers. So I take time to identify the people who are most likely to buy, use, or benefit from what I want to offer. To define my ideal customer, I look at a few things. I look at demographics, like age, income, education, and occupation. I look at psychographics, like interests, values, habits, and lifestyle. I look at geography, like where they live and what environment they are in. Then I look at behavior, like how often they buy, what influences their decisions, and what problems they are trying to solve. This helps me focus on the right audience instead of the general public. When I research the right people, the answers become more useful. I start hearing from the people who actually matter to the business. I can see their real needs more clearly. I can understand what they care about, what they are frustrated by, and what they are willing to pay for. This gives me better insight and helps me build something that truly fits the market I want to serve. Step 3. Choose the best market research method. After I know what I want to learn and who I need to hear from, the next step is choosing the right research method. I do not just pick any method because it sounds popular. I choose based on the kind of information I need. If I need numbers, I may use surveys or analytics. If I need deeper human insight, I may use interviews or focus groups. If I want to study behavior, I may use observation. Surveys are useful when I want to gather information from many people at once. They help me collect opinions, preferences, and patterns in a way that is easy to compare. But for surveys to work well, I have to keep them simple. I ask clear questions. I avoid confusing language. I keep the survey short enough for people to complete. And I make sure every question connects back to my research objective. Interviews are different. They help me understand what people think and why they think that way. In interviews, I can ask open questions and listen more carefully. I can hear the story behind the answer. I can learn about emotions, frustrations, motivations, and hidden needs. This is especially helpful when I want to understand something that numbers alone cannot explain. Focus groups help me hear different people respond to an idea together. This can reveal shared opinions, disagreements, and common concerns very quickly. Observation is also powerful because people do not always say everything clearly, but their behavior tells a story. When I watch how customers use a product, move through a shop, or interact with a website, I can spot problems that they may never mention directly. I also use competitor analysis and secondary research when I want to understand the market landscape better. I look at what competitors are offering, how they price their products, what customers say in reviews, and where there are obvious gaps. I can also use reports, case studies, government statistics, and industry data to get a broader view. This saves time and helps me see where my business may fit. The most important thing here is alignment. I choose the method that matches the question I am trying to answer. If I choose the wrong method, I may collect data that does not really help me. So I stay focused. I ask what I need to know, then I choose the method that will give me the clearest and most useful answer. Step 4. Gather market research data the right way. Now that the plan is clear, I move to the next step, which is gathering the data. This is where I send out the survey, hold the interviews, run the focus group, study the competitors, or collect the reports and analytics I need. But even here, I do not rush. Data collection is not just about gathering a lot of information. It is about gathering the right information from the right sources. When I am collecting data, I make sure my sample is relevant to the audience I want to serve. I also make sure the questions are neutral and not leading. I do not want to push people toward the answer I want. I want honest responses. If I am studying competitors, I look at their offers, reviews, prices, and customer experience. If I am using digital tools, I pay attention to traffic, clicks, conversions, and behavior patterns. This step takes patience because poor data leads to poor decisions. If I gather information from the wrong people or ask weak questions, the results will not help me. So I take my time here. I make sure the process is clean, fair, and relevant. The quality of the data I collect will affect the quality of every decision I make after this point. Step 5. Analyze market research data for patterns and meaning. Once I have gathered the data, I move to analysis. This is where I turn information into insight. Raw data by itself is just a collection of answers, numbers, comments, and observations. It becomes useful only when I study it carefully and ask what it means. I want to know what is repeating, what stands out, what is surprising, and what may affect my next move. During analysis, I look for patterns. I check whether certain complaints show up again and again. I look at which group responds most strongly to the offer. I compare what people say they want with what they actually do. I look for gaps between customer needs and what competitors are offering. This is the part where I begin to see the market more clearly. To make analysis easier, I organize the information. I may use a spreadsheet, a chart, a simple table, or any tool that helps me group similar answers together. I do not need to make it complicated. What matters is that I can clearly see the trends and draw useful conclusions. The goal is not to admire the data. The goal is to understand what the data is telling me. Step 6. Apply market research findings to business strategy. This final step is where research becomes powerful. If I do all the work of gathering and analyzing information, but I do not use it, then the effort is wasted. Market research is not just for learning. It is for action. I use the findings to make better decisions about the product, the price, the customer, the marketing, and the business strategy as a whole. If my research shows that customers want something different, I adjust the product. If it shows that a feature is not useful, I improve it or remove it. If people are frustrated with similar products in the market, I use that insight to build something better. This is how research helps me create products and services that fit what people actually need. Research also helps me with pricing and marketing. If I discover that customers see value, but feel the price is too high, I may need to adjust the pricing or explain the value more clearly. If I learn that my audience responds better to video than to long text, I can focus more on video marketing. If I discover that they spend more time on one platform than another, I know where to put more effort. Research helps me stop guessing and start targeting wisely. As a business grows, market research helps me make bigger decisions with more confidence. It can help me validate a new idea before launch. It can help me enter a new market more carefully. It can help me improve customer retention by understanding where people get stuck or why they leave. It can help me see market changes early so I can respond before problems grow. This is how research supports long-term business success. When I conduct market research step by step, I stop building from assumption and start building from understanding. That changes everything. It helps me reduce risk, improve my offers, target the right people, and grow more wisely. It does not guarantee success by itself, but it gives me something every strong business needs, which is clarity. And with clarity, I can move with far more confidence. At Entrepreneurs.ng, we make business easy for entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, and the brands that serve them. Do you want to start right? We help you register your business with CAC quickly. Reach out at contact@redalia.com. Do you want guidance as you build your business? Join the Entrepreneurs Success Blueprint program, our 30-day hands-on business school. Enroll now. Do not build in silence. Tell your business story on Entrepreneurs.ng today and be seen by the world. And if you want your brand to be discovered through trusted, search-driven content and strategic visibility, we can help through our different visibility packages. Learn the ways we can work with you at www.entrepreneurs.ng or reach us at business@entrepreneurs.ng. Subscribe to our channel and visit Entrepreneurs.ng, https://entrepreneurs.ng/steps to start a business, / to read the full article on market research, and explore more resources to help you grow your business. We are rooting for you.